So I was driving home from work. It was mid-afternoon, and I was stuck at the light. And this means nothing to anybody that doesn't know the area, but I was stuck at the light at Union Lake and Richardson Road. There's like an old movie theater outdoor venue sign, and there's a car wash and stuff like there. And I'm taking a left. And all of a sudden, while I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at my phone, kind of going through text messages on my window, I'm like, holy crap, I almost literally dutied myself. I'm at a traffic light. Why is this going on? And I rolled the window down real quick, and the guy goes, hey, can you just give me a ride to Kroger? And I said, and I had one of those moments where I couldn't answer in a smart way. So I just go, yeah. So I go, yeah. And so I unlocked the car, and the guy got into my car, and I drove a guy to Kroger. Now, it was only like a mile or so down the street, not that long from that. Now, let me just tell you the thing that I did. I did call Chelsea right away. I said, hey, hold on a second. I got to call my wife. I called Chelsea right away and said, hey, what's going on, Chelsea? And said, hey, just hanging out in the car. By the way, I picked up just this guy. What's your name? And the guy's name was Brad. And I said, I picked up this guy, Brad. I'm giving him a ride to Kroger. She's like, okay. And drove down, went down to Kroger, dropped the guy literally off. There's a Burger King at the parking lot there. Dropped him off right there. And the guy said, thank you so much for the ride, and left. After I did that thing, she tore me a new butthole. She was like, what are you doing? I said, I didn't know how to say no. It was one of those things where I wasn't thinking straight and didn't know how to actually, no, I can't, which is funny because whenever there's people that are on that street corner or any other street corner, begging for money, or they're, selling, something for money or doing something like that, I'm always the type of person that sits there and tries to look away. You know what I mean? I can't look them in the eyes because I feel like I can't say no to them either when, they want money. I'm always trying to serve for stuff to give them. But it was one of those situations where I've never been put in that. And I wanted to ask this question and see if you guys think that, this was a little off-putting, but has any of our listeners ever picked up a hitchhiker before? Because that's pretty much what I did.
Yeah.
Now, we drove in the car. I said probably 5 things to him. And the 5 things were, do you work at Kroger? No. Are you meeting somebody at Kroger? Yes. Do you live in this area? Yes. Is there something wrong with your car? Yes. And then I said to him, I go, are you wanted by the law? No.
Well, he's not going to tell you.
That was all I said to him. So that's all the conversation that I had with him, and then the rest was I was talking to Chelsea. Guy got in my car. Chelsea's like, what in the world are you thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do that?
Right.
Why would you put yourself into a position like that? And honestly, I don't have a clue. But it was one of those things where, yes, thank you. That could have been.
Texters are saying you just want to be the star of a Keith Morrison Dateline episode.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I normally would be like the person that would say, if anybody else on the show did this, that you are effing crazy and why would you do this to yourself? But it was the moment that I could not say no. And I'm being completely forthcoming with you. I didn't do it for any other reason than I just didn't know the words couldn't come out of my mouth at that particular time. What would you have done? Honestly, I guess you don't know until you're in that situation because you probably would say no.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you're so surprised by it. You're so shocked by the fact that somebody's at your door, and knocking on it and, hey, can you give me a ride?
And right up in your face. And
let me say this to you. The guy looked like Reese. That's what he looked like. Reese, who's our guy.
See, so I would have been suspicious.
He was very good looking. Actually, a little less shady looking than you. He was dressed up like that. He was probably 25, 6 years old or something like that. So it wasn't like he looked, and not that, criminals
you watch
only look in one way.
You're watching too many Netflix series where you think the criminal's going to dress like a criminal.
Liz, what's going on? Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. What's happening?
Good. So this happened before we got married, but my husband and I were just sitting at home one night. It's dark out, and a guy knocks on our door, which is suspicious enough. And he said, hey, can you give me a ride to the next city? And my husband, like, not even hesitating, is like, oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And let me tell you,
You were probably ready. Your phone dropped out at that time because you're probably going to say something bad. You were probably livid, weren't you?
Yeah, I was mad. I'm like, what are you thinking? Like, don't know this guy. He's just a strange guy coming up saying, I need a ride.
Yeah. No, everything was okay, though, obviously.
Oh, yeah. He like, called me when he dropped the guy off, and, yeah, I was not happy.
What's going on, Kaylin?
Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Some callers already came and said the same thing, but it sounds like the start of a bad, like, murder documentary.
Yeah. It really does.
Yeah. A listener wrote this as a text. Headline, local DJ goes missing after stupid Kroger decision.
Oh, God. But you're a good guy, that means, that you would even, put yourself in that situation.
I'm being honest with you. I'm not a good guy because I just didn't know how to say no. I could not figure out how to do it.